It gives me great pleasure to introduce Eileen Kugler as our morning keynote speaker. I met Eileen a few years ago doing exactly what we all love to do here, doing the work in the community. About the same time I met Eileen, colleagues and community leaders told me about this lady that wrote this book about how we can leverage diversity and make our schools better and make our communities better. What I didn't realize was that the same person who had national acclaim for the research and the advocacy that she was doing was this same person that was sitting next to me in the community, getting folks involved, trying to teach parents how to advocate on behalf of their their kids. She was talking about how to engage multi-ethnic communities, how to get schools and the communities to partner together. It was the same person. So what I realized is that she truly practiced what she preached. And a lot of times you really don't see that. She works with school districts and jurisdictions across the country to help empower educators, parents, students, and community-based organizations with the skills to improve their communities. A journalist, consultant, nonprofit executive, and a true friend of communities, please welcome Eileen Kugler.
I knew there was something going on here that I wanted to be a part of. And I want to thank you all for what you're doing every single day. I think there is no more important work than being someone at the community level working to make the lives of our residents, our citizens, better every single day. And I applaud you for these efforts. It is really what makes our country great. And thank you all for being here to network with each other, to talk about how we can all do this together and how we can improve what we do. I was talking with a community leader in Fairfax County, where I'm from, and he said to me, "You know, Eileen, my oldest child just went off to a diverse high school, and I watched the change in her. I watched her come back home at the end of the day, and she's so engaged in the world right now. She's so comfortable with people from all different backgrounds. And the best thing of all is she absolutely sees no limitations." And I thought, that's it. He's had his aha moment. He gets what diversity is all about. Diversity in our communities is not just something nice. It's not going out for authentic Mexican food. It's not looking at a woman in a beautiful sari from India and saying, "Isn't that fabric gorgeous? Doesn't she look lovely?" This is not what it is about. It's not something that we have to support because it's politically correct. It's not something we're supposed to do because it's in our job description. We support diversity because it benefits every single one of us every day. And that's why it is so important that we try to figure out how we not only support diversity and we not only celebrate diversity, but we champion diversity. And it becomes one of our priority issues. My aha moment came quite a few years ago in the early 90s, when again my child went off to a diverse high school. And as you could tell from Mr. Connolly, diversity is something in many of the schools around here, and I know for many of you, you're also experiencing an increase in different races, ethnicities, economic backgrounds in your schools. And as my husband and I contemplated our child going off to Annandale High School, we also heard the neighborhood buzz about the school. You guys know what the neighborhood buzz is? You know, the thing that's kind of whispered in the supermarkets? Oh, you're not really sending your child to that school, are you? Because, you know, it doesn't look like it did when my child was there 10 years ago. And you really think that your child is going to be safe with those kids? Heard that one? But we decided we were going to take a chance, we were going to stay in this community that we loved, and we were going to have our child be a part of this very diverse school. And it was an extraordinary experience for her. It was 1992. She came back completely engaged in her classes because it wasn't just a teacher and it wasn't just books. It was about her connection to her peers and what each one of them came to, how they educated each other in the classrooms, because they all have different life experiences and they all have different perspectives. And what does that do for a child? It helps you think more deeply. It helps you question more. How can you possibly think there's only one right way to do something when you have a lot of people challenging you all the time? They learned 21st century skills, and it was the 20th century. How lucky was I? And what that taught me was that diversity was a priority for my family, for my children, for my husband and myself. And when the school did need us, when there were challenges that the school faced, we were there as volunteers. And we became actively involved in that community. Because I'm sure many of you know, making diversity work is challenging. I'm not going to stand here and pretend that everything goes very smoothly. As a matter of fact, if you are having increasing diversity in your community and everything's going smoothly, I'm here to tell you, you're not really dealing with it. Because the real growth, the real community development comes when you face some tough issues, when you have some uncomfortable conversations, when you really say, we need to push the envelope a little bit. That's when real community is built. And so as our school had some trying times with some of the groups not getting along, I was part of the solution, because that's what you need to do. When you value community, you need to figure out how you're going to be part of the solution. And I'm here to tell you that Annandale High School and so many of the other schools in our county and around the state are succeeding because parents and community members and workers in the community like you all are involved to make these schools and these communities work better